Tinubu's clean record, Keyamo dismisses CSU certificate forgery claims. In a recent statement, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, firmly asserted that President Bola Tinubu would be exonerated of any certificate forgery accusations by the Supreme Court. Keyamo took to social media, formerly known as Twitter, to emphasize that Tinubu's reputation remains spotless in this matter, and reiterated his confidence in the forthcoming Supreme Court ruling. Keyamo further highlighted that Chicago State University had clarified its role in issuing certificates, indicating that vendors were responsible for providing replacement certificates on behalf of the institution. He contended that any criticism regarding the alleged forgery would be rendered meaningless until the vendor who issued Tinubu's replacement certificate refuted its authenticity. In his statement, Keyamo stated, when addressing the controversies that have arisen following Chicago State University's disclosure of Tinubu's academic records, it's crucial to note that alleging or proving forgery hinges on the document's creator denying its authenticity. He continued, having practiced as a defense and prosecution lawyer in high-profile criminal trials for over 3 decades, I can assert that forgery allegations can only be substantiated if the document's purported creator disavows it or if there is undisputed forensic evidence definitively proving that the document was intentionally altered or fabricated by the person who presented or issued it. Applying this legal principle to the case of Atiku Abubakar versus Chicago State University, Keyamo argued that as long as the university openly acknowledged that they did not issue replacement certificates, but relied on vendors for this purpose, claims of forgery would remain unsubstantiated unless the specific vendor responsible for Tinubu's replacement certificate denied its authenticity. He stressed that it was the accuser's responsibility to identify and obtain evidence from the said vendor, not the other way around. Adhering to the principle that he who alleges must prove, Keyamo concluded his statement by asserting Tinubu's innocence, stating President Buhari's defense in 2019 rested on this simple principle, which has been erroneously celebrated by some. Regrettably for his critics, Tinubu is beyond reproach in this matter, and we eagerly await the Supreme Court's decision. Regarding Atiku Abubakar, Keyamo acknowledged the former politician's recent retirement from politics and wished him well in his future endeavors, referencing Atiku's past involvement in a money laundering case.
He had added that it is an issue of honor and integrity, leadership, or certificate issue, and issues of honor and integrity. Let us know what you are made up of. As a matter of fact, the people might just even put your qualification aside and say your personality is more important to them, which of course is the truth. Personality is more important, which according to him is the foundation on which a society is built. He said, we are at the point where we are challenging the process. These are parts of what makes a nation. The process through which people come into office, assume or achieve anything is far more fundamental than what they do thereafter. It is important that people come through the right door and not just jumping in through the window and say we should move on and clean things up. It doesn't just happen that way. We saw in campaigns where some people came out and say, you have to grab it, you have to run with it. And we saw people run with ballot boxes. I mean, in this age and time, we thought that the introduction of the electronic device would have been a dramatic change, and which, of course, was the reason why, we had lots of Nigerians, come out to vote, during the last election. But then what did we see? The issue of qualification, he said, is the issue of leaders making statements, doing things that are honest and truthful. This is an issue of honor and integrity. It is a fundamental basis on which you build a society. Well, looking at what's happening in Nigeria today, there are so many issues of certificates, age,